Welcome back. This is Cyber Vault. I'm Sridhar. In the previous video, we explored a question that sounds simple, but carries massive consequences. Why are some of the most powerful AI tools in the world being given away for free? If you haven't watched that video yet, pause here for a moment and check the link in the description. It explains the hidden economics behind free AI and why it matters for your data, your security, and your privacy. Today's video is different. Part 1 explained why the system works this way. Today, we are looking at what has already happened because of it. Real companies, real attacks, real money lost, and in some cases, real-world panic. Everything you are about to hear is not theory. It has already happened. Let's begin. Chapter 1: Why AI is free. In Part 1, I said something important. You are not the customer. You are the training data. Let's start with a case that shows exactly how that works. Case 1: Samsung plus ChatGPT. South Korea. March 2023. Samsung had recently relaxed its internal restrictions on generative AI tools. Engineers were allowed to use ChatGPT to improve productivity, helping with debugging code, summarizing technical documents, and speeding up development workflows. Within 3 weeks, 3 separate incidents occurred. In the first case, an engineer pasted proprietary semiconductor source code into ChatGPT to help identify a bug. In the second, another employee uploaded internal meeting notes discussing Samsung's future hardware strategy. In the third incident, an engineer used ChatGPT to format confidential performance benchmarks for internal documentation. None of these employees intended to leak anything. They were simply trying to work faster. But once that data entered the AI system, it had effectively left Samsung's internal network. At the time, OpenAI's policies allowed submitted content to be used for model training unless users had specifically opted out, something most employees never did. As a result, Samsung had no direct visibility into what happened to that data once it reached external servers. Proprietary chip architecture, internal strategic discussions, and confidential performance data had all been sent through a chat interface. No hacking involved. Samsung responded immediately. The company banned generative AI tools internally. But the incident revealed something critical. Sensitive corporate data can leave an organization through something as simple as a conversation box. Case 2: Italy temporarily blocks ChatGPT. March 2023. Around the same time, something unusual happened in Europe. Italy's National Data Protection Authority, known as the Garante, issued an emergency order blocking ChatGPT across the entire country. The reason was not cybercrime. It was data transparency. Regulators argued that OpenAI had been collecting and processing personal data without clear disclosure about how that information might be used. They also raised concerns about age verification and the absence of mechanisms to correct inaccurate data. As a result, OpenAI was required to suspend service in Italy temporarily. While regulators reviewed these issues, the company introduced additional transparency measures and opt-out tools before service was restored. At the time of the block, Italy had roughly 800,000 ChatGPT users. Now consider the scale. India has more than 800 million internet users. The same technology spreads globally, often much faster than the conversation about how the data is handled. The result is something quiet but extremely powerful. Massive global datasets being generated every single day. Chapter 2: Free AI as a cyber risk. In Part 1, I said something simple. No hacking required. The data leaves willingly. And sometimes attackers don't even need to steal data. They simply need to convince someone to trust what they see or what they hear. Case 1: Deepfake CEO voice scam. United Kingdom. 2019. A managing director at a UK energy company received a phone call from his CEO. The voice was unmistakable. The tone, the accent, the urgency. Everything sounded exactly like the person he knew. During the call, the CEO explained that an urgent payment needed to be sent to a supplier in Hungary. Trusting the instruction, the director transferred approximately 220,000 euros. Later, investigators discovered the voice had been artificially generated. Attackers had used recordings from public speeches and interviews to train a voice cloning system capable of mimicking the CEO. There was no suspicious email, no malware, no hacked system, just a familiar voice giving an instruction. This became one of the earliest confirmed cases of AI voice cloning being used for financial fraud. Case 2: Prompt injection attack. Global. 2024. Researchers identified a new class of attack targeting AI assistants. It's called prompt injection. Here's how it works. An attacker sends an employee a document or email that appears completely normal. Inside that file, however, hidden text is embedded. Text that is invisible to the human reader, but fully readable by the AI assistant. When the employee asks their AI system to summarize the document, those hidden instructions activate. The instructions might tell the AI to search the employee's inbox, extract sensitive information, and include it in the generated summary. From the employee's perspective, everything appears normal. The AI simply produces a helpful response. But in reality, the attacker receives internal company data without ever accessing the systems. No credentials stolen. No firewall bypassed. The AI simply followed instructions embedded inside the document. Case 3 AI-generated HR phishing. India, 2024. Phishing emails targeting bank employees became extremely convincing. These were not generic mass spam campaigns. Each email carefully replicated internal HR communication. Some messages referenced specific departments. Others referenced seasonal HR activities or internal policies. Employees who had been trained to detect phishing clicked anyway, because nothing looked suspicious. The grammar was perfect. The formatting was accurate. The language sounded exactly like an internal communication. Attackers used generative AI to create hundreds of customized variations of the same attack. The result? Credential theft, unauthorized account access, fraudulent transactions. Chapter 3 AI removed the skill barrier. In part 1, I said something important. Cybercrime used to require skill. Now, in many cases, it only requires access to the right tools. Case 1 WormGPT. Dark Web. 2023. A tool called WormGPT appeared on cybercrime forums. This was not a modification of ChatGPT. It was a separate large language model, trained specifically for malicious activity. Its training dataset included malware code, hacking tutorials, fraud documentation, and years of archived dark web discussions. There were no safety filters, no restrictions. Researchers tested the system. They asked it to generate a business email compromise attack. The result was immediate. A highly persuasive message requesting a wire transfer. The email passed multiple phishing detection systems during testing. Researchers described the message as remarkably convincing. Access to the tool cost roughly the same as a typical streaming subscription. Case 2 LabHost phishing platform. Global Takedown. April 2024. LabHost operated like a normal software company. Subscription tiers, customer support, documentation, real-time dashboards. At the time of the takedown, over 40,000 fraudulent websites were active. More than 10,000 criminal users had subscribed. Over 1 million passwords had been stolen. The cheapest subscription tier cost around $250 per month. For that price, anyone with no technical background could log into a dashboard, generate a phishing site targeting a bank, and launch an attack. Deployment time was often less than 1 hour. Cybercrime had effectively become a subscription service. In part 1, I said AI removed the cost of entry. LabHost was the invoice. Chapter 4 Autonomous AI Attacks. In part 1, we discussed autonomous attack systems. Not tools waiting for commands, but systems capable of planning, adapting, and learning. Let's look at where this is already happening. Case 1 Midnight Blizzard. Microsoft Threat Intelligence Report. 2024. Microsoft published a report describing how a Russian state-linked threat group, known as Midnight Blizzard, had begun using large language models during active cyber operations. The group is also known as APT29 or Cozy Bear. They used AI to accelerate reconnaissance on potential targets. They used it to generate highly personalized spear phishing messages. They also used AI to analyze stolen code and identify vulnerabilities more quickly. In addition, they used AI translation tools to operate across multiple languages. Microsoft's conclusion was direct. AI did not introduce entirely new attack techniques. Instead, it dramatically reduced the time required to execute existing ones. Operations that once required weeks of human analysis could now happen in hours. Case 2 AIIMS Delhi Ransomware. India. November 2022. The All India Institute of Medical Sciences in Delhi suffered a ransomware attack that took critical systems offline for 15 days. Patient records became inaccessible. Appointment systems failed. Laboratory reports could not be generated. Emergency departments were forced to switch to manual processes. Hundreds of thousands of patients were affected. Investigators later determined that attackers had spent weeks mapping the hospital's network before launching the attack. They specifically targeted backup systems first, preventing easy recovery. The attack required careful planning. Now imagine that same reconnaissance process automated. An AI system capable of mapping networks quickly, identifying vulnerabilities automatically, and scheduling attacks based on real-time analysis. The attack on AIIMS demonstrated what a skilled human team could accomplish. Automation could make that capability scalable. Chapter 5: When Digital Becomes Physical. In Part 1, I said something that sounded extreme. When AI can convincingly fake urgency and fear, digital attacks can create real-world consequences. Here are examples. Case 1: AI Swatting. United States. 2023 to 2024. Several school districts across the United States received emergency calls, reporting active shooter incidents. The calls included background audio, gunfire, screams, chaos. Police responded with full emergency deployments. Schools were locked down. Students were evacuated. In many cases, investigators later discovered the calls had been generated using AI audio tools, capable of producing realistic voices and sound environments. There was no shooter, but the response was real. Case 2: Arup Deepfake Video Call. Hong Kong. February 2024. An employee at engineering firm Arup received instructions to join a confidential video meeting. On the call were individuals who appeared to be senior colleagues, including the company's CFO. The conversation felt completely normal. Professional setting. Multiple participants. Real-time discussion. During and after the meeting, the employee authorized several transfers totaling $25 million. Later, investigators discovered every participant on that call had been generated using deepfake technology. Real faces and real voices, reconstructed from publicly available videos. The employee had followed company procedure by verifying the transaction with colleagues, but the verification itself had been manipulated. Case 3: Election Deepfakes in India. 2024 election cycle. During India's election season, deepfake videos of political leaders began circulating widely across messaging platforms. These videos showed recognizable figures making statements they had never made. Some involved religion, others involved policy positions or sensitive social issues. They were designed to provoke emotional reactions. By the time authorities identified the videos and issued clarifications, many had already been shared millions of times. Once misinformation spreads through encrypted networks, correcting it becomes extremely difficult. Closing the final word. At the end of Part 1, I said something important. The next attack will not look like malware. It will look normal. Samsung engineers trusted a chat box. An employee at Arup trusted a video meeting. Bank employees trusted emails that looked like internal HR messages. Voters trusted videos of leaders they recognized. Students ran from buildings because of sounds they believed were real. None of them intended to make a mistake, but they were facing something new. A world where trust itself can be manufactured. AI did not invent cybercrime. What it did was remove the limits that once slowed it down. It made deception faster. It made attacks scalable. And most importantly, it made them believable. The tools that once required highly skilled specialists are now available to almost anyone with an internet connection. But there's a bigger question we haven't answered yet. Everything we discussed today involved individuals, companies, or criminal groups. But what happens when the same AI capabilities are used by governments and militaries? Because that is already happening. AI is now being used to analyze battlefields, guide drones, influence elections, and conduct cyber operations at a scale that was impossible just a few years ago. And once nations begin competing with AI, the stakes change completely. Because the next battlefield may not begin with missiles. It may begin with algorithms. And that is exactly what we are going to explore in the next video. This is Cyber Vault. I'm Sridhar. Subscribe if you want technology explained clearly, honestly, and without hype. Stay informed, stay curious, and stay secure.